Metroidvania games in development, which is a genre that I absolutely adore, so here are even more upcoming games in the genre, with a nice selection across pixel art and hand-drawn titles in this video. Let's begin with Gerald against the Corvus Empire, a pixel art title that looks fantastic due to the amount of detail and the fluidity of movement. You play as a character whose homeland was conquered by the Corvus Empire, eking out a meager existence to survive, but a series of events sets things in motion where you take up arms and are fighting back. Not shown in this trailer is a skill tree for upgrades, as well as puzzles, NPCs and secret areas, with the release planned for later this year, so I do hope we get more details soon. If you enjoy retro titles, a game which nails that aesthetic is Ruin Valley, looking absolutely fantastic in my opinion, when there is a demo of this available on itch.io linked below, making it one to keep an eye on. I do come across a number of Metroidvania games on Kickstarter, where it's very interesting to see the next generation of these looking for funding, where one that got my attention is Molo Choir. Most interestingly, this is a Metroidvania crossed with a survival horror title, so in addition to the side-scrolling platforming and action, there are additional elements like an inventory system and puzzles, which makes it something different. I find this pretty creepy and unsettling, especially due to the enemy designs, but there is a certain tension here not seen in other Metroidvanias, where you eventually get to become so powerful that enemies are trivial. This takes inspiration from Silent Hill, Bloodborne and Hollow Knight, where I do think that the developer manages to convey that in this trailer, but the Kickstarter campaign is having trouble getting traction, which I think might be due to the monochrome, which is always challenging to get right, but here's hoping that this can help give it more visibility. A very interesting looking title is Little Ghost, having a pleasant hand-drawn look, where apparently its music is a key feature, with this trailer being excellent but weird, so enjoy.
Do I know, I do not know, should I go, I should not go, does it flow and will anyone understand? I'm in bed with my ideals, you should feel how good it feels, it's so good, I almost can't face the day in this world. Do I know, I do not, should I go, I should not, does it flow and will anyone understand? I'm in bed with my ideals, did you feel how good it feels? So good, I almost can't face the day in this world.
Oh, you can choose music. Oh, we're bopping right now. What? That little Tamagotchi gave us a bop.
Another ambitious title on Kickstarter is the simply titled Gold Project, a karma-based Metroidvania which is its main differentiator. Interestingly, there seems to be two main paths in this game of serving the goddess of purifying light or the corruption of gold, where your actions determine which path you go down, with significant differences in abilities and attacks for each, where you might just be able to dance between the two extremes as well. I do love the look of this game, where while the pixel art of the character and enemies are simply black shadows, it does give me vibes of something like Unworthy crossed with Hollow Knight. Unfortunately, its Kickstarter campaign target is very ambitious, with it only about 50% funded with 5 days left to go, so it might take a real miracle for this to push through, but whatever the case may be, I do hope to play this game someday. As much as fantasy-themed Metroidvanias have increased in popularity over the years, I do still think that there's something to the sci-fi ones inspired by Metroid, which is why Soul Cypher: The Code Within got my attention. You play as a sentient robot who powers up in the middle of a strange, deserted facility, crawling with all sorts of enemies, having to explore and survive while uncovering the mystery. It looks fairly decent for a 2.5D title, with environments and assets that fit together nicely, with an interesting looking weapon upgrade system, as well as hints of some alternate cyber dimension, looking like a neat title. A gorgeous hand-drawn title is Rin: The Last Child, which has an interesting spell crafting system, so enjoy this narrated trailer.
Rin, wake up, my child. I have created this perfect world. All of its beauty and wonder. But now, I can't save it from dying. It's falling to pieces in front of me. Your brothers and sisters betrayed me. I need you to save them. But all I can give you is will. Now go, save my creation.
Let's kick off the top 3 with Mira: The Legend of the Jinns, a title which I covered during its Kickstarter campaign, which concluded successfully, so now it's a matter of time as we wait for the release in 2023. This is a pixel art title with a non-traditional source of influence, tapping upon Moroccan and Amazigh culture, which is not something that you see every day, so I do hope to see fascinating new enemy designs and biomes in this game. The hand-drawn portraits do look good, but if I have one knock against this game, there's something a little bit off about the pixel art, which I suspect is due to the differences in resolution between the characters and environments, so perhaps this will get tweaked as development progresses along, but it's one of interest nonetheless. An amazing looking entry is A Sister's Journey, one that I can best describe as Metroidvania Celeste with guns, where our character is on a journey to save a sister. pixel art in this is very effective, where interestingly, it adds in a run and gun element rather than a melee attack. I do think that this game is very smartly designed, since I believe there is significant overlap between people who love the challenge of a precision platformer as well as the game structure of a Metroidvania, with the action and challenge of this looking to be on point. There are multiple weapons which can be upgraded, ranging from a standard blaster to one that shoots lightning, but I do think that this has tremendous potential, so if it looks good, do drop it a wishlist. An amazing looking title that I have my eye on is Last Vanguard, a ranged combat-focused Hydra title that certainly looks to be inspired by Hollow Knight. I do think that the ranged versus melee split in Metroidvanias is very interesting, going back to Metroid vs Castlevania, and add to that an almost Samurai Jack styled setting of this game and you got my attention. The developer did actually launch a Kickstarter campaign, but quickly shut it down since they wanted to get more eyes on this first, but I do think that it has potential, taking the #1 spot. For more Metroidvania games, watch these videos and I will see you after the jump.